Woo, 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 woo. What's up, what's up, what's up? What's up, what's up, what's up? I'm just on the couch watching Rangers. But as I told you guys earlier this week, we must not ignore the YouTube channel. You must cater the things that you own that you can grow. And so here we are. So I just wanted to say hi to everybody. All my YouTubies. We're going to call this the Drive for 35. I hope the audio's okay. I didn't bother trying with headphones today because apparently the audio sucked on them. So hopefully just the iPhone itself is fine for audio. What's up, everybody? Oh, I like that, Austin. This is our year. Could be. Zack Martin better get his ass to camp. It ain't our year without Zack Martin. But would he ever actually sit out? No. I was listening to the News Junkies. Well, that's good for me. The News Junkies are on 97.1 The Freak starting at 7 p.m. Always listen to 97.1 The Freak. These are the rules. But also always watch everything I do on YouTube or else. Jeff, do you like bagels? Because you're Bay Goals. Those are okay. As long as you don't put weird stuff on them. Fonzo J. What's up, everybody? Yeah, I don't have anything in particular. The only one thing I had is I actually just read, let me see if my camera's a little blurry. Who will be running back week one? Tony Pollard will be, Jason, unless I missed a giant injury in the last couple hours since I got off work. Tony Pollard will be RB1 week one. Next, the question is, who will be RB2? I would say Rico versus Malik, and then Deuce in the mix as well. I hope Deuce gets the second most touches, honestly. What's the update on Rojo? Will he be cut? I have no idea. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. So I saw a thing on Ronald Jones where what he said was that I'm like one of the smallest guys here. I'm not on steroids. It's a heart medication that goes back to my years with Tampa Bay. And that's weird. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt in all situations. It's one of my rules, in theory. But I also think that the players, every time they get busted for doing these things, can make it sound plausible. But when I was at Abilene Christian University, a Division II school, and I did not matter at all, it is made abundantly clear to you. And high school too, honestly. High school strength coaches talk to us about it too. But at D2 college, it was made abundantly clear. Anything you are putting in your body, run it by us first, and we will tell you if you can. So really, there is not an excuse. Like, they can always make it sound plausible. And maybe, in Ronald Jones' case, maybe somehow he was taking the same medication forever and being tested forever and not got in trouble. But this time, he got in trouble. But no, you are told all the way through in athletics, you do not take melatonin without showing us the bottle. You run everything by us. So if you don't think an NFL team is doing the same thing and players aren't doing that in the NFL, you're crazy. So I don't want to kill the guy because, hey, maybe he's telling the exact truth. I don't know. But no, at the NFL level, you know what you put in your body and you run it by the strength coach immediately. Otherwise, you're a crazy person because we do it starting all the way back when. Jeff, remember when I came into your live stream before the start of last season and asked you if I could bet that an NFL player would... Well, that's a weird question. Jeff, this team is going to be really good. Dallas is good. Dallas is good. The biggest challenge for Dallas is that the biggest opposition in the NFC is in your own division. So if you don't win the division, you have to play an extra playoff game. So somebody out of Dallas and Philly, who I think are the two best teams in the NFC, one of you is going to have to play an extra playoff game, and one of you is going to be on the road if and when you play each other. And so you need to kick the regular season's ass because you want to be the one at home. Notice Turpin running with the ones lately. Is this a sign of things to come? How many running backs would you keep? Who are they? Thank you, Jay, for the super chat. Turpin, I hope, because this time he's going to have an entire training camp and all that he can at least be a factor on offense. At wide receiver, he won't be one of the top three. The top three will be CD, Cooks, and Gallup. But hell, I guess if he gets a real opportunity to actually play wide receiver, which they wouldn't give him last year, and he does it well, then he could start taking snaps from somebody. I think Jalen Tolbert could too. Ashton D'Angelo in the super chat. Jeff, why do Eagles fans make me throw up in my mouth? People from Philly are just... That's not their fault. Remember, it's not their fault. The Deuce and Turpin package would be the cutest formation. Remember that it's not their fault. Philadelphia is just different. It's different. The East Coast, the Northeast is just different. One of my best friends on planet Earth lives in Dallas, but he's from technically Jersey, but right next to Philly. And we've talked about it before. Like, it's just different. The way they comport themselves about their sports teams, the way that they act walking to a bar to go get a drink, they're just angrier, ill-mannered people, and it's just the way it is up there. That's why Philly fans make you want to throw up in your mouth, because you are used to, probably, I don't know where you live, but you're probably used to living somewhere where just, in general, people are less aggressive and angry. And so the very aggressive, angry people, like, you can even look around on YouTube. Some of my buddies who were Cowboy content creators for the Cowboys on YouTube, check out the people that they interact with that like cover Philly. And what you will find is that Philadelphia bloggers or YouTubers or whatever, they spend way more time trying to find stuff to talk shit about the Cowboys than they do trying to cover their team. It's just what they do. It's Philly. Jeff, is this most talented all-around team we've had in recent memory? Probably. You could probably go back to a Romo team somewhere and find one. But no, when you go top to bottom, super excited for JT. Love the way. Oh, Tolbert. Yeah, he's got the ability, man. What was I saying? It's too late to take Adderall, so I forgot where I was. I was probably answering someone. Let's see. Oh, most talented all-around team. Yeah. If you could stay healthy on the offensive line, this would be a really awesome team. The outside corners might be the best, or corners in general. You might have the best corner group in the league. You have one of the better safety groups in the league. If you could just stay healthy, you have a really good pass rush group. You added a first-round run stopper. Your offensive line is good if you're healthy. I worry if you lose somebody. Your receiving group is definitely top 10 in the league, maybe on the doorstep of top 5. Your quarterback is the 7th or 8th best quarterback in the league. Like, this is a really, really, really good team. Problem is, O-line luxury car with 200,000 miles. Looks great, but yeah, it's true. The O-line could derail that. Problem is you can do the same thing with Philadelphia. Their offensive line is better than the Cowboys. Their receiving group is better than the Cowboys. You can call it a push if you want to. Running back isn't very important. Cowboys are Pollard's better than anything they have. But they're better O-line. They're similar at quarterback. They're similar or better at receiver. D-line on the interior, at least, they're better. They also have a great pass rush. They also have really good corners. You got to beat at safety. Both your linebackers might be meh. But that's just two really good teams that happen to be in the same division. Micah needs to be off the field from now till week 1. He might kill someone. Yeah, he did run into Dak on that one play. It's Micah doesn't have breaks, man. Micah doesn't have breaks. Eagle receivers are definitely better. I think they're better too, but I think it's close enough that we could bother to at least debate it. There's a chance that if Gallup is back to form, Like, Quez Watkins is okay. There's a chance he could be better wide receiver 3. I think CeeDee Lamb versus A.J. Brown is relevant. It's close. Brandon Cooks, Devontae Smith. You would take Devontae, but both quite good. They're both good. Cowboys D is better than the Eagles. Maybe. It's two of the best defenses in football. Defensive tackle, Eagles are better. Outside, Parsons tank. You can give it to the Cowboys, but if you do, it's not by much. I think linebackers a push. You're better at safety. Corners push-ish. They could have a better defense than Philly. They could. Jeff, will we stay with Kelvin Joseph if he has a bad camp? Probably not. It depends on what else they do. They traded a future pick for a day 3 guy, so he'll probably make the team. Deron Bland is obviously in, unless they find a way to like trade Jordan Lewis if he's healthy. But either Nashawn Wright or Kelvin Joseph should make the team. One of them might not. I'm worried about if a corner goes down. That's why they probably need to keep Jordan Lewis around. Because if a corner goes down, what you should do is Deron Bland should be your starter in the slot to start the year. And if you lose an outside guy, you should move Deron Bland out there, and then you still have Jordan Lewis to play in the slot. Would you sign another guard here in camp? I would. Yeah, if you could find me a starting level guard. Jalen Brooks could be our version of Debo or Samuel. Yeah, they've got a fun little battle going on, depending how many receivers they're going to keep. Because I would assume Turpin is still going to be here. Maybe Deuce Vaughn's kick return and Turpin's punt return, whatever. But I would assume that Turpin and Tolbert are going to make it. And then you got room for one more, whether it's Simi or one of the 2 rookies, whatever it is. Do you miss doing the morning show? Absolutely not. I miss KT. I love KT. But I do not miss doing the morning show. I love doing 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.1 The Freak and on the iHeartRadio app. You can find us right there. We podcast every single segment that we do, so you can find anything. No, I do not miss the morning show. Brooks may make the team the way he's playing. Yeah, that's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Anytime there's a guy who's a late-round pick or undrafted, and you have a day or two where you hear about the plays he's making, it doesn't mean he's going to make the team. It happens every year. Who was my tall guy last year? Vasher. That guys are going to make splashes. It doesn't mean that they're going to make the team. But if they consistently can outplay guys, if Brooks can consistently outperform Simi Fehoko and whoever else is contending for wide receiver 6 and they keep 6, then sure, he could make it. Folks always sleep on how good Dallas can draft. Ho-hum camp. Okay, here's the secret about camp. This is the secret about training camp. The secret is every training camp is pretty much ho-hum. It's always fun. It was always fun when Des Bryant was out there because you'd at least get some plays every day that you're like, yay! And now you get some of that from CD and you get that from Micah. But every camp is really just about staying healthy. Jeff, is Amanda and you on good terms? Absolutely. Check out Amanda Guerra's fine work on CBS Sports Network, Bellator. She'll be doing some college football this year. Yes, Amanda and I are in great terms. Hey, Jeff, I take Adderall too. Do you find yourself getting agitated once it starts to wear off? Maybe a little bit. I know by the end of our radio show every day, I feel like kind of groggy, kind of weird. But also, I drink too much, like Advocare Spark over the course of the day. And I don't know if I should be combining those two things, but by the end of the day, I'm like, yeah. And there's like a crash. If the running back market stays the same, will Tony Pollard stay and take a deal? Or treat the market? Test the market? I mean, he would test the market unless they're going to franchise tag him again. You would have to keep up. You'd have to keep up with what other people are willing to pay him. I saw Brandon Cooks make some catches when Dak went deep. Yeah, Cooks has looked really good. He's as advertised. He's fast. He's quick. He's good. He's always been very good. And we love that. We love that for the Cowboys. Am I wrong in thinking this is the number one defense if they make a move on another solid starting linebacker? I actually think at linebacker they just have so many dudes in the mix that I guess if you added a proven starter that's really good, sure. Anything that would be a for sure upgrade, you would go for that. But I think they have enough dudes in the mix that I'm at least intrigued by that you let this thing play out. Let Damone Clark and Jabril Cox and Overshone and all those guys get after it. And may the best man win. Are you going to make it out to Oxnard? I will not make it to Oxnard this year. I'm hoping our station as a station goes next year. But we just a baby radio station. We basically have our on-air staff, and that's about what we got. We don't have a lot of the ancillary things that are required to move a station out there. But that's... I might have mentioned this in a video before. I was talking to Dave Hellman about this of Fox Sports the other night while we were having beers, or the other day, this weekend at some point. And he was like, how does it feel not being at camp? And I said, honestly... I said the first day or two, it sucked. I was like, son of a bitch, I want to be out there. And I do want to be out there. I enjoy watching practice. But the biggest thing you're getting from being out there is just the ability to create easy, organic content just by being out there. It is not hard to cover and know what happened at camp without being there. It's just cool to be there, especially if you have a 5-hour radio show to do that's all about sports, to try as you're watching practice to think, what can I talk about? What can I talk about? What can I talk about? It's really 6 dudes out there fighting for a roster spot, basically. Most of it's already set in stone. Most of the guys, we know exactly what they're going to do. So it's cool to be out there, and there is a value in it, but that value is more in creating content than in learning things that are actually going to matter a lot for the Cowboys over the course of the season. Tyron's already making more than he should. No, Tyron isn't making... Well, I guess, yeah, if you prorate it for how many games you play on average. But people sleep on Tyron in terms of how good he still is. When Tyron plays, he is good. He is very good. He may still not be at... Like, Zack Martin is still at Hall of Fame level. Tyron is still very good. He just gets hurt. Jeff D-Law cap casualty post June 1 next offseason. Yeah, maybe if they need to. Give Tyron J. Lou's money. Why? Oh, okay. You must be talking about Zack Martin. Yeah. Yeah, you can do that, but they don't have to cut anybody to pay Zack Martin. They're $20 million under the cap. Give Zack his raise and go try to win the Super Bowl. Tyron is not good at right tackle. I thought Tyron was fine at right tackle as a pass protector. I thought his run blocking was wonky. Just because he hadn't been over there. But, yeah. But he's the best left tackle on this team, and it's not close. CD seemed to be very high on the new offense scheme-wise. Yeah. But that's also part of camp, right? Adderall is meth. It's a hell of a drug. I mean, technically, it's not meth, but it is amphetamine. And then methamphetamine is a different version of an amphetamine. But, yeah. I would love to not take Adderall, but you know what would happen if I did not take Adderall? My brain would be crazy. Instead of being able to go and have a conversation, it would go... On a scale of from 9 to 10, how pissed are you still about the waste of a pick and Schoon? I'm not pissed, but I think it was pretty clear at the time. That wasn't who I wanted them to pick, but is it fair to be mad at them because a guy is hurt? I don't know. I mean, he was hurt in college too, so maybe. Maybe. What kicks you wearing right now, Jeff? The answer is I am barefooted. I'm in my house with my feet on the coffee table watching the Rangers play baseball while I talk Cowboys with you people. What else is going on? Hit me with it. I'm still sick with how good the Eagles draft was. Yeah, the Eagles draft does appear to have been pretty good. Deuce Vaughn is definitely carving out a little spot for him. That's the fun part, is seeing what people say about the players. That's where you'll kind of learn some stuff. How do you watch the Rangers? I got a guy. What was the question that I was about to answer? I forgot. Crap, I forgot. What was I saying? See, that's what happens when the Adderall wears off. Who is the best new wide receiver? I'm just going to count Jalen Tolbert as being new and say Tolbert. I think it's highly unlikely that anybody that is a rookie this year that plays wide receiver is going to make any sort of an impact on this team. You said AMA, damn it. Okay, what'd you ask? How do you watch the Rangers? Oh, I got a guy. I got a guy who has the proper service, and each person who has that service, you have a certain number of devices you can log in on, and his final one is my TV. Is Tolbert's hype just regular preseason wide receiver? No, I think the Tolbert thing is probably real. I think that's one of the things that's probably real because of the number of angles that you're getting it from, even when unprompted. Like, that's the big stuff, is when it's unprompted. Brandon Cooks talking about how good they're going to be at wide receiver and naming 4 names. You would anticipate he would name the 3 guys who start and are going to play most of the snaps. But to mention Jalen Tolbert, like, you could have easily mentioned Simi if you were going to mention Jalen Tolbert, right? But he didn't, because one is more talented. So I think, Mike McCarthy, Schottenheimer, Cooks, to a man, people are talking good about that name. I'm wondering the same thing, Zalo. No, yeah. I think he's probably going to be wide receiver 4. Oh, what is this? I don't know. Okay. God, baseball goes so fast now, especially if no one can hit a baseball. Hey, Jeff, how's your mentals and your dentals? Thing about the dentals is I haven't been there in a long time. Because I dip, and I don't want them to know. People are crazy. Tyron played at a discount for years. Yeah, I don't hold it against anybody to make all the monies. Tyron was underpaid for a long time because he signed a terrible contract. So I guess over time it's just evened out for him. Pet cat at camp. I don't have one. I don't have a single offensive lineman I believe in outside of the top 5. I don't know. When are you going to stop blue balling us with the party at Jeff's merchandise? That's just effort. I need a t-shirt guy. I need a design. And I guess there's websites now where you can just have the design, huh? And you can do it all from one spot and they can ship it and do all the things. Yeah. So anyway, Moreno Cropper or Jalen Brooks. I don't know yet, man. One day in pads, I'm hearing the scuttlebutt on Jalen Brooks, but then before that I was hearing it on Moreno Cropper, so we'll see. We shall see. It's always fun when you get the wide receivers who show up at camp and have a big day or two to see if they can be consistent. But even with those guys, what you really need to pay attention to is how many special teams can they play on. Because it doesn't matter how good one of these rookies is. They're not going to be wide receiver 1, 2, or 3, and probably not 4. So, you on kickoff? You on kick return, punt return? Because that's how you're going to make the team. That's how you're going to do it. All right, homies. I'm going to go watch the Rangers and eat some chicken. Remember, you have no idea what anyone's going through, so be cool to everyone. I love you. Be easy and listen to the speakeasy.